Hello, welcome back to GrayBush Knits. My name is Hannah and this is a channel all about my love of knitting. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about my kind of progress for the week. It has been insanely busy for me and just trying to juggle everything right now. Working full-time at a vet clinic, recovering from a dog bite to my hand, which ironically, this was the week that it bothered me the worst. I got my stitches out on Monday and all of the dry skin, the new skin coming in, all of that was just making it very difficult to do anything on the needles. So I was doing a lot of baking with gloves. I was doing a lot of gardening, and I did make some progress on my two projects that I have going on. And I would love to just share with you some more about that. So you'll notice I did say two projects. So I have not touched the Korshavn Cardigan again all week. This is something I told myself I need to finish my Perikon Sweater before I get into that, because I'm afraid that if I don't, I'm going to just not focus and then I'm not going to get the Perikon Sweater done. And I'm so close on that one. That is like priority number one. So last week when we had visited, well, however long ago it was, I think it's more like a week and a half ago, I had completed the body and the one arm, and I had not yet started the second sleeve. Since then I have, and I have just gotten to the decreases that are along, they kind of run from the elbow down. So I have just started to get into those, and I'm still loving this sweater. I want to hurry up and finish it because we're already starting to get into warm weather here. Over the weekend, I actually got a greenhouse in. My husband and I had to set up that and the area around it, all of that. We're still working on different parts as far as flooring, shelving, that kind of thing. But this weekend I was able to wear a t-shirt. I actually got sunburned, which is another reason why I had to wait a couple days, because I looked like a lobster. But it was something that was so nice to be able to wear short sleeves and be out in the sun. But today it's overcast, it's windy, and all I want is to wear this sweater. So I'm going to try to finish this. Like I said, my hand's been bothering me, but I'm trying to knit a few rows and give my hand a break and then knit a few more rows. Just kind of getting myself back into it. I think I mentioned previously that my pinky has been numb, and I am getting feeling back in that. The numbness does occasionally go down my hand, so it's just like different sensory issues that I'm not used to. So I'm trying to figure that out, but I am still working on this and I'm still loving it. I'm so excited. I know that the last time that Lerica posted a video, it wasn't her most recent one. I haven't watched that one yet. But the one that she posted last week, she mentioned that she was really close to releasing this pattern. So I will try to let you know as soon as it has been released. And I think that's probably going to be pretty soon. It sounds like she's going to try to have it out by April. I know that she's just waiting on, I think, a couple more test knitters. And yeah, we're getting really, really close. She does have a lot of patterns out right now. She has had kind of sales off and on, and has a ton of new patterns coming out. So if you aren't already subscribed to Lerica over at Fiber Tales, I would highly recommend her videos. She is amazing, such a talented designer, and I just love watching her videos because she has such an amazing aesthetic, and seeing what she's doing at her house and her garden that her and her fiance have purchased is just so fun to watch. So I would highly recommend checking her out. The next project that I've been working on is my Zimtstern Shawl. This is a pattern by Melanie Berg, I think. Hold on, let me make sure. This is what happens when it's been, you know, like 2 weeks since you filmed. Yes, I was right. Woohoo! Points for me. I'm gonna give myself a chocolate candy bar when I get done. That's what we're gonna do. So this is my Zimtstern Shawl. I'm gonna show it to you like this because it needs to be on a longer needle. But this is gonna be the back of the shawl, and then it's going to go down into a point, so that's how it's gonna be. All right. So last time we talked, I had been right about here. So I have gotten a few rows done so far. I've gotten through the second section and started the third section, which brings in a couple more colors. So that's really exciting. I believe I'm like 3 or 4 rows into that third section. This I don't remember what size cable this is. Maybe it's my 32, but I think I'm gonna have to up to my 40. And then even then I may end up having to put an extension and actually combine a 40 and a 32 because this gets really difficult to see it. Just see it coming together. However, it is nice because I'm using a bamboo yarn and, well, it's bamboo cotton, but it makes it so difficult because it just wants to slip and slide everywhere. I don't believe that the pattern calls for using that kind of yarn. I can almost guarantee it. I'm just looking right now. Nope, it recommends wool. So it's definitely going to be something that we'll see. I may regret my yarn choice, and I really hope I don't. I am really liking it. I'm just trying to like kind of stretch out this one section so that I can give you a really nice glimpse at kind of the texture that's going on, the color. I am so happy. Had I gotten to that point? No. Okay, so big thing on this was when I shared it with you last, I had been right here, right? So by the time I got to the end of the first section where it wants to get into the second color that you're using, I was playing Yarn Chicken and got like within, I think 30 stitches to the end of my row and was not gonna have enough yarn. So I took out that row and I redid it because I was like, maybe I just got too loose. And I was able to finish, yes, there's a knot because I was not gonna risk it, but I was able to finish with that amount of yarn. That's less than an inch of yarn left. And I was so freaked out because I was like, oh, I'll just go online and I'll order another skein. No big deal, right? Wrong. Because again, this is a hobby yarn, and hobby, I am finding, has a lot of things that they have discontinued or that are out of stock. And I was not happy. So I had to make my one skein work, and I did. It's fine. But I really hope I don't have that problem with any of these other sections or any of these other colors. I think I'm going to be okay now. The biggest thing when you're doing this first section is you're just knitting stockinette. The second section, you're doing some different things so that your stitches tend to be a little bit, oh, excuse me, I got a hiccup, a little bit tighter. This third section, because you're going through some different colors, they actually do it in more of like a mosaic knitting fashion where you're working only one color all the way across, you're coming back, and then you pick up your second color, you work across, and you come back. So that's kind of nice because you don't actually have to do two-stranded color work. I really don't have a preference, but it does mean that my stitches stay a little bit tighter. And you know, that's all fine. Maybe that'll mean I don't have to play yarn chicken later. That'd be great. So we'll just see. This is something that right now I'm absolutely loving. I'm going to just move my stitch marker while I'm talking to you. I'm really loving. I do like the yarn that I chose. I really love the consistency of it. I really also like how, there we go. I really love how it feels. That cotton bamboo texture is really nice. I will say, just based on, I kind of want to hold it up so you can see. Based on this section here, I can tell anywhere that I have, I think there's one right here. Anywhere that I have a slightly loose stitch, it looks like it's been snagged a bit, and maybe that will kind of work out with blocking, but I think it definitely has to do with the yarn. So I don't think this is one that I would suggest for any kind of garment. I think in this kind of situation where it's an accessory, I think that's going to be just fine. But I think it's really risky for something that's going to be, you know, like a t-shirt or something like that. I probably wouldn't go that route. Yeah, you can see. There's been one spot in particular, I think it's this one here, that you can really notice. Like I had a, right there, I had like a loose stitch and it looked extremely loose. But yeah, I'm just really enjoying this. It's kind of fun to do something a little bit different. Again, it's a different construction than what I've done for a shawl in the past, and it's just been kind of fun. I could really see using this same structure, but then maybe doing some different design work along the way. It's been really, really nice to knit, and fairly mindless, at least for the first section where you're doing just all of this color. So I think that could be something where if you're doing stripes, or if you're trying to work in some other sort of colored techniques, or maybe you're using variegated and you're just going to make a whole shawl in this variegated yarn, that could be amazing. And I think that you could easily get away with just kind of this overall structure. Yeah, I think it would be a really nice one to do. So I just wanted to share that with you too. As far as any sort of acquisitions this week, I don't have anything right now that was knitting related. I have still held tight and not purchased any sort of patterns, especially with this warm weather coming in. I'm trying, like I keep craving starting a t-shirt, but I'm really trying not to because, like I said, today's been kind of cloudy and overcast, and I really want my Korshavn sweater. Hold on, it's just right here. Because I want to be able to wear it with the shirt that I've got on. Wouldn't that look so pretty together? I sure think so. So I definitely want to get this started as well, but I'm trying to finish my Perikon sweater, get that done, and then I'm probably going to jump right into the Korshavn, and my shawl is probably going to get put on hold while I am working on this sweater. I feel like if I do not buckle down and work on it at this point, it's not going to happen. It's going to get super hot outside, and then I'm not going to touch it until next year. So that's something else that I'm just trying to be realistic with myself about. And I really want this sweater, this cardigan. So I promise, guys, I will work on it. It's so pretty. Like I really want something with this. I really want this. I was gonna say I really want something with this yarn, but I want this sweater. And then one thing I wanted to talk to you about, maybe get your input. Hold on one second. Okay, so last year I had decided to make a sweater for myself for my birthday, and I got the body finished and I didn't like it. So I ripped back and I redid the body. And I tried it on and it would not fit over my shoulders because I went and decreased too much. So it's this sweater here. I absolutely love the color. Look, it blends right in. I love the color. I will say the one thing, now that I'm knitting more, I want to mention, I believe, I'm like 99% sure, that this is a acrylic yarn and acrylic, is that right? Hold on, I'm going to see if I've got it in my Ravelry just because I want to be sure that I'm telling you. Oops. Okay, so it's Baracco Vintage, which is a nylon wool acrylic. So 8% nylon, 40% wool, 52% acrylic is the main color. And then the, I just have it noted as yarn from Hobby Lobby for this color work. It's actually one skein of yarn that does all of this color work. It's not multiple skeins. So I really love the way that this part turned out. But like I said, the body, I decided to do decreases and I hated it. So I think what I've been thinking about doing is going ahead and pulling it back again, redoing it and giving it more of just like a normal straight construction. And then maybe turn this into a t-shirt. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can put this on at all. And we can kind of see how the neckline, the shoulders, that area fits. Let's just see. I'd even started a sleeve. Shoot. Because I remember at one point saying, okay, I'm done making yoke sweaters. And I think it was because of this sweater. Where? Oh, thank goodness this is easier to put on than my Lulu slipover. My goodness. Okay, so we're just gonna leave it about here because I don't, oh, I can. Okay, so I lied earlier when I told you I couldn't fit it over my shoulders, obviously. Okay, so this is where the sweater is. It's way too tight, way too fitting. I don't like this. So this is gonna have to come out. But you can see, this is definitely, you can see where my armpit is. So it's definitely gonna be dropped. And I think even that length wouldn't be horrible, but I think I definitely want to add some stitches and make it just more of a loose fit, make it more comfortable. Yeah, probably. But I definitely think this is not the way to go either, like as far as no sleeve. Because, you know, you move around. And I think that's probably why I made the body so tight, is just to keep the color work in place. So I don't know. I just wanted to see what you thought. Get your suggestions maybe. Maybe you've kind of made alterations to a pattern to make it fit a little bit better. And, you know, made modifications. So I would love to hear your suggestions if you would mind leaving them down in the comments. I just can't decide what to do, if I want to just rip it out, if I want to say enough with it. I'm not sure. So definitely, gosh, I really love the color. I love the color work, but I just don't know what to do. I really don't. So any kind of suggestions down in the comments would be greatly appreciated. I don't know, we'll see. And I'm not going to worry about taking this off right now because it's going to be a hot mess. So as I was saying earlier though about my acquisitions, like I said, I found a really good deal on a greenhouse. I'll see if I can include some pictures. But I found a really good deal on a greenhouse actually through Bed Bath & Beyond, which surprised me. Is that right? Yeah. I always get it mixed up with Bath & Body Works. So I found a really good deal on a permanent greenhouse. We had some horrific winds a couple weeks ago. I thought that, well, we had heard it got to about 62 miles an hour. But then I heard at the farmer's market we had this last weekend that it had actually gotten up to 71 or 72 miles an hour. And we're not talking gusts, we are talking consistent 72 miles an hour. There's people that live here that said that this is the worst wind that they've ever seen. So it was something that the greenhouse that I normally use is a plastic one with a cover that sits over top and has ties, a couple zippers that open up the door. I had to rush out in the middle of that wind, take the cover off, try not to have it blow down to my neighbor's house. I had to do tons of stuff to try to keep the structure from also blowing away. Sorry, I hope these needles on the sleeve aren't too noisy. But I decided at that point I was done trying to mess with that greenhouse, and I purchased the other one. And I'm really happy with it, but because of that wind, I wanted to do some extra things to make this one more secure, because we do get wind gusts up, you know, in the 40 to 60 mile an hour consistently. But with how bad it's already been, I wanted to make sure that I've got something and am doing as much as I can to make sure that this doesn't blow away. So we're kind of working on that process right now. We've got it secured into the ground with concrete. We've got a really good structure on the base. All of these things were kind of my acquisitions for the week. And then I also purchased a few things to use as decoration in there when I do get it all finished. I have to make shelving. It's a pretty small greenhouse, so it's 6 foot wide and 4 foot deep. And I think it's 6 foot tall. And then we have it off the ground, leveled. And like I said, it's got like a 4x4 base. So it's a few inches taller than that and a little bit of a step in. But I purchased a couple things for decoration. I purchased a solar light for inside there. And then I still need to purchase extension cords to be able to run, because we're not putting in any sort of permanent power out there. So I've got to get extension cords for all my lighting and things like that I'm going to have to set up as soon as I get the shelves done. So kind of things that we're working on, and kind of getting into that time of year where I really need to get seeds started, but it has been dipping down into the 20s. So even with this greenhouse, it doesn't stay warm enough in there to not need a consistent sort of source for heat. So I'm also going to have a heater in there on low, but just to kind of maintain the temperature. Then, like I said, I'm going to have lighting in there as well. So a couple things that I've had to work on. Kind of in other news, I had another farmer's market this last Saturday. I made, how many loaves did I do? I think I did, was it 37 loaves? I did a lot. I had classic, I had chocolate, I had roasted garlic and rosemary, and I had cinnamon raisin. I had bagels, and I didn't have time to make anything else. I was just on my feet all day on Friday getting everything baked in time, because I do this out of a normal home kitchen. And I sold out in 2 hours roughly at the farmer's market. And it was wonderful. It was a really great experience as always. And it has, anytime I have these markets, it always gets some new people to come and check out what I'm offering. So with all of that, I ended up ordering a few things just to kind of make my process a little bit more streamlined. I've kind of had to upgrade. I normally will only bake 2 loaves at a time, so I've had to find a way to increase that, because it takes 45 minutes from start to finish. So I've had to kind of do what I can for that. And then also just to kind of speed that process along. And I'm also trying to do some different things for packaging. So just small things, but it makes a big difference for me and just makes it more enjoyable as well. But I'm trying to kind of look into some different options on making this a little bit more spread out so that I don't have to make 40 loaves one day a week, that maybe I can split it into, 22 days a week or something like that. So we'll see. But I'm really enjoying it. I have been having a blast kind of working on that and working in the garden. And I'm really happy that this is healing up so that I'm getting back to knitting a lot more this week as well. I know this morning I did, well, the course of last night and this morning, I did, I think 10 rows on my Perikon sweater before work. So that was nice. So I'm really just looking forward to finishing that, and hopefully, I know I said it last time, but hopefully I will have it finished in time for our next video. And I also have another video that's going to be coming out soon that is my Lulu slipover kind of full review on the yarn, the pattern, all of that was involved. So definitely something to keep an eye out for. If that sounds interesting or you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. It really means a lot to me. And I was kind of talking with my husband, and I think once I hit 500 subscribers, I'm going to start doing giveaways. So I think I'm going to do giveaways every 500. I think that'd be really fun. And just have it open to all of my subscribers so that it's not something that you have to necessarily enter to win, but that you're just drawn. I think that would just be a lot of fun and a great way for me to kind of share my appreciation with all of you. So if you have anyone you'd like to send this off to, please definitely do. I would really appreciate sharing it or liking, subscribing, commenting. It all makes a huge difference and helps my videos get out into the world, and hopefully find some more knitters that we can all visit with and just create a wonderful community here on YouTube. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, again, please don't forget to subscribe, and until next time, I hope you have a great day. Bye. I told you it was going to be a hot mess. I've been trying to take this off for 5 minutes.